Here's what I tell patients when I first meet them, right? We look at bones like this femur, tibia, fibula, and we think that's the frame of the body, right? And so we kind of automatically think that whether we're 5 years old at a Halloween, where we see bones, or if we're a PhD in biomechanics, bones are the frame. And we think that way because if we were to build something, we would need it to be stable. And if it's going to be stable, it needs to be hard and solid.
Right,
Right?
right.
So that's the frame.
Yes.
So then the things that are attached to the frame would be all the fibrous tissue like ligaments and tendons, the muscles, right? So all of those things would be attached to, and they would be kind of secondary to. So the muscles, for instance, we start learning anatomy and we learn muscles originate on one bone, insert on another bone. And so when those muscles shorten, it pulls one bone closer to another.
Right.
And that's how we move, right?
Yes.
So the muscles are pulling the bones around. And the only problem with that whole construct is it's wrong.
Yeah.
So it's not how we develop, right? We're born as little cells, or we're conceived as little cells, and we're soft. And we're soft for a long time while we develop, right? We don't have any hardness to us. Eventually, hardness starts to form within our bodies, and that's the bones. But it's really hardening of soft tissue. So you get a hardening in a soft tissue structure. And so the structure itself starts soft. And when we think the structure is solid, we're misleading ourselves. What we have are islands of hard things within a soft tissue frame.
Yes. Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So that's much closer to what this represents, right? So if you were going to move this structure or get some energy going through it, you wouldn't be pulling on one of these solid things, right?
Right.
All of these solid things are floating separate from each other in a continuous network of tension. So these things are under tension, these are under compression, they're being kind of crushed, pulled together.
Yeah.
These are being pulled apart by these solid things.
Right.
But they're all in balance. And what that does is it creates really almost instantaneous communication through the whole structure, right? So because
pulling here is going to affect up there and down below, and
right. So if I push on one spot here, it's not just compressing this one little spot. It's reverberating through the whole structure, right?
Right.
And it's actually changing the shape of the whole structure.
Yes. Yes.
So if we have a fall on our knee, right, 10 years ago, and then that knee begins to develop degenerative arthritis,
Right.
right? And you have breakdown of bone, the bone's reshaping, cartilage is breaking down. Why is that happening?